Are we running? What's up, everybody? Sorry it's been 2 weeks, Things got a little bit crazy. It made me realize I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to do during, let me bring it down a little bit, during touring season. But I'm going to keep trying. Maybe do it from the hotel room when I can or whatever. Uh, who's on? We have Lisa and Carolyn and Heather. I think we only have 3 people on right now, so I don't know if we want to wait a couple minutes to see if some other people join or. But how are you guys doing? How's everybody doing? It's good to see you, Heather. Lisa, how you doing? 5 viewers. Who do we have? 5 viewers and 5 likes. We're even, or how I want it to be. Um, so, you know, um, we actually played two of the biggest shows in Brett Michael history this in the last 2 weeks. We played the Boardwalk Rock in Ocean City, Maryland, which was such an incredible show with so many incredible bands. Night Ranger and Us and Crossfade on one stage, Blackberry Smoke. Hey Fred, what's up, buddy? Fred, you might want to stick around for some stuff coming up here. Terry, how are you? It's good to hear from everybody. I'm glad everyone's there. 14 people watching right now. It's funny. This is weird, but for years my hair hasn't gotten much longer, hasn't grown. In the last 2 weeks, I'm seeing pictures of myself and my hair out of nowhere seems to have grown, which is exciting to me at my age. So the Boardwalk Rock Festival, man, that was 60,000 people out on Ocean City Beach, which is my main beach where I grew up. And Brandy, you might want to stick around too. Don't go anywhere. As I get a little farther down the road, I'm gonna talk about and show everybody something that you may be interested in. Um, yeah, it's so the Boardwalk Rock Festival is so weird because the stage we were playing on, in front of all those people, literally backed up to the Purple Moose, which is a place that I played. One of the places I played the absolute most in my career prior to being a Brett's band, and Mary did too. And it's one of those things you play, on an off night at the beach town for 5 people if you're lucky, and to stand there literally just a few feet from that spot in front of 60,000 people. It's funny how that happens and teaches you a lesson and humbles you and helps you all at the same time. Music business is crazy when it comes to that kind of thing. And then we turned around and we played the Indianapolis 500, which we broke the attendance record there. And it's this is an interesting thing too, is Poison had originally broke the attendance record at one point, and then Journey broke that attendance record, and then we broke the attendance record again this weekend. And I saw a lot of Poison fans doubting that, but Fox News said it. I was there with the actual guy that owns the Indy 500. Really strange to think some guy talking about breaking the attendance record. And it's weird sometimes some of the fans just can't be happy no matter what. But, we had a great time. We played with the All-American Rejects, and I forget their catalog until they kicked in. They opened the night with Dirty Little Secret, and I used to cover that song and then move along. Man, but they have a bunch of songs, and I guess they haven't played together in maybe like 10 years, 13 years, and so the fans were super jacked up about them. They were so fucking good. It was unbelievable how good they were. But So I dug a little deeper into their research, man, and they I don't know if you guys have checked this out, but they've been gone for 10, somewhere between 10 and 15 years. They wrote a bunch of new music and they're ready to hit out on the road again. And they are playing house parties to stir up the business and create the buzz to get back out there. And you got to go on their Facebook online and check it out and just see what they're doing to market themselves in a world that, I mean, those guys are in their 50s now and they're treating it like kids, and it breathed a lot of youth into me. Got me super excited to I don't know, you just start thinking, I more want to tell Gavin about it and have Gavin do these kind of things, and young bands have lost how to make fans and how to really create that buzz, and this band is coming out like they've never been heard before and playing house parties for free just to surprise people. That's that kind of stuff. When I grew up, MTV would have contests that you would win to do stuff like that, and Mellencamp would play at your house, or you won a house, and he came and played it, and then you guys painted it pink or something. Van Halen played on an island. I think they did one here in Iowa. Yeah, they did. I think they did too. It was it's awesome. So I don't know if you guys are American Reject fans or not, but check it out if you can. I think it's cool. 19, what do we have? 19 viewers and 11 likes. Let's change it. Let's change that a little bit. Come on. And then let's hit subscribe if you don't already have subscribed. I need the subscribers. There's I think that most people that hang out here with me on this are now invested in the journey. And I know that I told you 2 weeks ago that I did my first hypnosis. And there's so much to, what's the word, unpack? I don't like to use current buzzwords. But I think that's the word. I think that's the word to unpack. The idea for me to use hypnosis is to remember what I am forgetting, or see things that I don't know that are happening. Whether it's dreams or reality, or whatever's happening, it's to remember those things. And what happened in this first hypnosis is was crazy, because it's you get put into this hypnotic state. For those of you guys that have never done this, you get put into this trance, but you're aware of everything around you. You're also influenced by the things around you. Even though you're in a different... As I see it now, I see hypnosis as something different than I did 25 years ago. I had complete control of everything, but I was heightened. I was operating at a higher frequency, as we now all have come to understand where frequency plays a part in spirituality, humanity, every part of life. Raising your frequency, becoming a happier, lighter soul. All that stuff is, as much as it may sound like hocus pocus to some people, it's all scientific. It's all very, very, very true. So, I'm still not sure. It's an hour and 14 minutes. I'm not sure exactly what what I'm going to do with the entire video, but I have what was 4 minutes of it, and I sped the audio up because I talk very slow in it. I sped the video and the audio up to create a 3 minute clip that I was gonna play for you guys on here tonight in a few minutes after we talk about it a lot, if that's something. Hey, Song, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, brother. Um, um, so what what seems to have happened in the hypnosis, um, the woman, Heather, in this particular room, it's just me. I'm in this room all by myself. No one else is in the house, not even Boba. Um, and it was done um, actually over Zoom, which sounds weird, but it's not. I did so much research about it, and so much is done that way. But this particular person and her techniques are to ask you to invite invite your guardian angels, your your extraterrestrial spirit beings, any and all these things that that may be multidimensional and happening around you. These beings, you invite them to be part of the session. And the interesting thing is in the beginning of the session, as I'm falling into the trance, and I'm clearly falling into the trance, I'm supposed to be surrounded by light. And that does not happen. I'm in total darkness. And I'm scared because why? The general human perception is light good, darkness bad. So did I go somewhere wrong? Am I in trouble? And then it feels like I'm just kind of floating out in outer space. Kind of. I know my body's there. It's certainly somewhat of an out of body experience, but I'm very connected to my body still. And then there's purple and teal everywhere. Giant clouds. I'm just out in space, and it's as real as can be. And I'm in two places at once because I'm laying on this couch right behind me where you guys see this pillow. And I'm so aware that I'm there, and I'm also so aware that I'm in another place. And then a lot of this is, I haven't actually spoken out loud about this yet. I've let a few people watch the entire video, and I've discussed a little bit of it here and there, but this is the first time that I'm putting it all together verbally, which becomes the biggest part of what happened. So there's no beings surrounding me. There's no protectors. There's nothing that was supposed to happen happened, but yet I am in this hypnotic state. And then the best I can say is these two souls, two beings, I don't know, kind of start poking in and out of these clouds, like peeking at me, almost like a game. And the strangest thing is they could have been a light year away, and they could have been 10 feet away. for a brief moment, I completely understood time and space in a different reality. I it just completely made sense to me. So eventually, I feel that one of these souls or beings is curious but afraid of me. And eventually we work our way face to face. And it's a gray. It's gray. Right here in this room. We were in this room. But we were also everywhere. And that's the part that's hard to explain. We were having a conversation face to face right here in this room. And if you ever see the whole video, there's a couple points where I reach out. My physical body reaches out to, hey, Jessica, you might want to rewind and catch up a little bit if you haven't been on till just now. So my physical body is reacting to another physical body right here in this room. And it is clearly one of, if not the main entity that has been visiting me my entire life. And it's strangely irritated. And so basically what happens is the woman running the hypnosis is supposed to guide you and tell you things and ask you things. And then you ask. Remember, the point of this is that I'm trying to remember things I don't remember. So the idea is to be able to resurrect those memories, but instead, the beings hijacked the hypnosis. That's the best way I can say it. The beings hijacked the hypnosis. And if you were to watch the entire thing, the woman will be talking, then I'll be talking, and then I'll be talking with this being, having a direct conversation with this being, and then I'll start talking to the hypnosis as to tell her what the being's telling me. It's all very fluent, but it's very strange to watch. Very strange to watch me communicate in and out of two different realms. I'm literally in two different places at two different times narrating a conversation with a being to the hypnosis. So at some points I'm speaking to this being, some points I'm speaking to myself, at some points I'm speaking to her. There's one point that I think is really funny toward the end when she asks me to ask him something, and I say, he can hear you, right? And it's such a real moment that if Jackie's watching, I think I saw Jackie earlier. Jackie is a light worker in Manassas and helping me through some of this, and Jackie saw the whole video. So Jackie, if you're there, can you just in a couple words explain to them what you thought was happening? If you can text that into the window while I'm talking. So what happens is basically this entity is scolding me for the fact that I do know everything, I do remember everything, and then we go over so much stuff again, but this entity constantly reminding me that I already know these things, that there's nothing hidden. And what, Jackie, just about the entire thing, would you just describe in your words, what you thought you saw happening. Sean, thank God you're here, because as I just told everybody, I'm going to show 3 minutes of this video tonight on this thing. And part of it, I chose this 3 minutes just because I was hoping you would see it, because you've been with me on this spiritual journey for so long. And I just want you to see this one part. So he's constantly reminding me, and then a female entity shows up every once in a while, very, very, not nearly as agitated. This being seems agitated that, for lack of a better word, I ruined his day by summoning him. I know that sounds stupid, but that's kind of how it goes. Except for, again, with them, time doesn't move. Time is constant, or time is, I don't even know the word. And through the video, you see that I say a lot of times I don't know the word. And this is what the being is trying to tell me during the whole hypnosis, is that it's the same thing I've always known. I think I've said it to all you guys. I've had all of this information in my head since I was 5 years old. And I know everything that when I say I can't remember something, it's not that I can't remember it, it's that I can't get the words out of my mouth. And that's what this hypnosis was for, was to, when I'm talking under hypnosis, I can say everything. I can't even explain to you what I want to explain to you guys right now about it. But on the video, it's all there, and I'm talking through it all, and all the information that I thought I didn't know or what was missing is all there. And when I came to, it was nothing new. There's nothing new inside of me other than a more burning desire to explain what I know. And oftentimes I'll say a word and then I'll say that's not the right word, and I'll constantly talk about that I'm using English, which is just a tiny few words in the grand scheme of all language created on just our planet Earth, let alone the universe. And then all of a sudden language makes sense to me. It's funny, I think many of you guys may know, and this might be part of what stems for it, I'm a terrible speller, which is weird after writing 2 books. A lot of it is speed and not caring. I used to just type what was on my mind, whether it be text message or Facebook or MySpace or whatever, and never even spell check anything and just type. And I'm not a great typer, but I'm not a great speller. I'm terrible at grammar. But there's this thing that's always been burning in me, and a lot of people laugh when I say this, because I get like Darren. One of the biggest things me and Darren would actually fight about is he's, a grammar Nazi. There's a lot of grammar Nazis, and I'm compelled to argue with them. Oh no, Jackie, try again. Break it up into spots. I'm always compelled to argue with modern grammar Nazis, because while language is an art and can be appreciated, it's like a giant painting that everybody was involved with. Language is not divine. We make it up. Someone just like you or me made up every word we speak, every rule. For whatever reason, that rule, it's not divine, it's not special. It is a tool. Language is a tool to communicate. And if you're a grammar Nazi, so to speak, I laugh, because if you're such a purist of language, then the English language is junk compared to Latin. And then moving even farther, if you're really a purist, we should still be making cave paintings. if you're such a grammar Nazi, let's go back to where it all started, and start painting on the walls, because that's what language is. So so you find me in the hypnotic state sometimes, saying words and then going, "That's not the word," and this is, because the communication is, for lack of a better word, because words are trendy right now, is telepathic. I've understood that I've communicated with these beings for 48 years that I know of, telepathically, but I've never used the word telepathic. And now it's trendy. It's trendy, especially with the telepathy tapes. Jackie says, it was confusing at first. Had to watch it several times to see who you were talking to. You were definitely in both places at once. You got to experience being multidimensional. That's it, Jackie. That's. Thank you for saying that. That's what the experience was. It was interesting to be in two places at once. What was the grammar Nazis, the spelling, and from time to time I reprimand myself. That's not the word I'm trying to use, and I get mad at the English language for not having the word I'm trying to use, and I use the word telepathic at one point, and I get mad at myself for saying telepathic because it's such a trendy word right now. I hate using trendy words. Just like I said at the beginning, as I hate saying unpacked. So the piece I'm going to show you guys, I think, is important to show you, because most of you were here watching when I had that life-changing epiphany about how God and Jesus and all this stuff all makes sense together. It doesn't. You can have both, and you can have all, and they are all the same. And I think at some point I said something about, you're never going to tell me that. I did, Jessica. I said something to the point that you're never going to tell me that Jesus was real. No matter how much I find faith, and no matter how much I find that there can be God, that I've fought my whole life. So the clip I'm going to show you is the most fucked up moment I've ever had in my entire life. That's correct, Jackie. There was never any verbal communication between me and them. You can, in that hypnotic state, I understood, as I'm trying to explain, that all time happens at once. The thing I'm battling with, and the multi-dimensional realities, different things happening at the exact same time, different places, different scenarios being played out. So this particular being is able to penetrate my mind, show me whatever it wants to show me, like a slideshow. So at this particular moment, I'm about 45 feet above the ground, and I see, in the blink of an eye, and also in real time, our time, again, in the blink of an eye, and over the course of what would have been real time situation, I see, from 45 feet in the air, multiple versions of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ with my own eyes. One, at the very beginning, I think I'm seeing it on different planets. And I think that I'm being shown that the crucifixion has taken place on multiple planets. That's not it at all. It's the same planet in different versions. At one point, I think I'm on Mars watching it because of the way it looks. But at the end of the day, what we know is the real crucifixion in our timeline was in the desert. It would have looked like Mars, whatever. So then I actually confront the gray. You'll see it. I'm going to show it to you in just a second. And I basically say, I've been searching for this my entire life, and you're the reason I don't believe in this. And now you're showing this to me. You're trying to tell me this is true. And I get really irate about it at first. It's really weird. Then I laugh. You have to laugh. The more and more I realize what Whitley says is right. Be as children is the only way out of this prison. And so with that being said, what eventually comes into play is I recognize that the abductions are not, there's so many things people think they're for. Whether it's happened to them or not, or whether it's a movie, you think it's genetics. Biggest theory out there is the genetics. 25 viewers, 14 likes. Let's get some likes. Come on. I'm saying some crazy shit here, so at least it's worth a like. Because as soon as I show this video, the whole world can see it. And I may ruin everything. Wrong person sees it and doesn't like it. I don't know. So the point is, again, God, guys, I'm sorry I'm talking so slow. At one point in the video, I recognize that what they're studying and what the problem is, the whole issue is the human ego. I've discussed this before. I discuss it when I talk about Accept Everything in my first book, which goes back to me talking about the fact that all the information that I've been trying to get out of my head has been here my whole life, and I just can't speak it. That whether they abduct Whitley Strieber or Travis Walton, Whitley Strieber or Travis Walton in the 3D realm, and they do physical things to them, genetic information they're taking, or it's all psychological, like's happened to me my entire life. By the way, we have the discussion with this gray, and it turns out I've never, none of that physical stuff has ever happened to me. Everything that's ever happened to me has been in a multidimensional realm. My spirit's been lifted. They've never physically taken my body in this realm somewhere else. Which I also always already knew that. So again, the awakening, I was already awoke. It's so hard to explain that. But it turns out that it's ego. Human ego is what they're trying to figure out. Nothing else has it. No other species, no other anything. We have fight or flight. Animals have fight or flight. There's even hierarchy within, chimpanzees or lions or whales, but it's not ego. Where did ego come from? And that is also why we can't move forward. It's dangerous. Our ego and our thirst for power, even on the smallest level. And when I say smallest level, I'm going to say it like this. Say you're a bunch of teenage girls or guys, and you're with all your best friends. You still want to be, you're going out on a Friday night. You still want to you want to look the best. You want to be the coolest. Even within the group of people you love, our human ego wants us to be the one that's noticed. The one that gets the award, the one that gets the most attention. That's ego. Even when you aren't angry about it, even when you're not an egomaniac or all those things, a narcissist. We, every day, we're born with something that no other species in the galaxy or the universe seems to have, and it's dangerous to these other beings. It's why we're not allowed out, and that's very apparent in the entire video. But the part I'm going to show you right now, I'm going to start this and I'm going to be quiet. I hope the audio runs with it, and it's 3 minutes. Again, being superficial, which I shouldn't be. I'm laying on this couch and you see this close up of my head, and my ear looks so strange I can't stop looking at it. And I've looked at my own ear in the mirror over and over again ever since I watched this video, and it doesn't look like that. I don't know. I mean, there's my ear. I think it's just a normal looking ear, right? And but it looks so weird in this video. I don't know why or what, but try to make this out. I don't know that the audio is the greatest. I talk very strange in it, but I'm going to start it, and I'll be back in 3 minutes, and I hope you guys enjoy it. But here it is. I've never been so scared to press a button in my life. Like, this is it. This is it. This is there's no more talking about it, right? After I show this, it happened. Here you go.
Like Mars. This is not Mars. This is not Mars. I'm 45 feet up in the air. I'm 45 feet up in the air. Maybe farther. And the planet's turning. And there's the crucifixion. I'm seeing it. I don't know if that's supposed to be Jesus. I'm seeing a crucifixion. The word is always that the crucifixion wasn't singular. It wasn't just for Jesus. That was how they did things. Whereas the talk about all the other crucifixions, all these other people that died, but we single out Jesus because of what we thought he was. Maybe he was. You've tried. Everyone tries. I understand I'm in a different spot in my life. And now you, the person, you're not a person, a being that has spent my entire life since 5 years old. You're the reason that I don't believe that there was a Jesus. And now you're telling me that are you telling me this? I don't feel like that's what you're telling me. I feel like you're telling me something else. But I just saw, has it repeated itself? Is there a Jesus? Was he crucified on another planet? That wasn't Earth. That wasn't Earth what you showed me, but that was humanoid beings being crucified. Is it? Has it happened a billion times, over and over again? And at that point, is that the lesson? Is that lesson supposed to be about ego? Does this being die on all these planets and all these different times to teach us to let something go? Is the whole lesson not about following God? Did the interpretation go wrong? The interpretation is wrong. The interpretation is wrong. Close but wrong. We still turned it into ego. We turned the crucifixion of Christ into ego and used it to make rules and create clubs and division. It didn't. Does it ever go right? Does it ever go right? It's multiple. It was Earth. It was Earth. Because we're the only beings they found. We're the only beings they found with this fucking ego problem. In multiple realities, in multiple dimensions, in multiple versions of it, it's the same. It's the same. The ego.
Well, I guess that's it. I was wondering when it was gonna how it was gonna stop, how that would play out like that. I was worried that it would just loop. So there's that. at this point, I'd love to use the chat group to just hear a few things. Just any instant thoughts, anything anybody feels, any what were you able to hear it enough to make sense? Curious. I wish I understood the delay time on this thing. Like, like for anyone that tunes in later, there's a lot of silence with me staring at the screen. But I see other YouTubers doing that too. So, literally, while I'm hoping some of you guys comment about it, 26 viewers at the second, 17 likes. You know, come on. Hit some more. Hit the like button a little bit. I just shared something no one else on the planet would share with the world. It's worth a few it's worth a few likes and some, you know. Sean, did you see this? Did you watch it? Who are you talking to while under? Oh, Amy, how are you? Fred, there's a hypnosis. Her name's Monica Wallstern, out in the Wyoming area. She's the one that put me in a trance, but I'm talking, the conversation I'm directly having is with an entity, a gray alien that has been part of my life since I was 5 years old. And he's friend, he's family, he's enemy, he's everything all at once. But you know, do you remember when you came to? You have to go back and watch it. Amy Rosenberg, no, I remember the entire thing. That's what I was trying to say at the beginning. If you were watching this, I was completely conscious, and I was in two places at once. I was completely aware of everything around me. And I couldn't look down on my body, but I was light years away from my body and next to my body at the same exact time. That's the that's the best way to explain that. It all made sense to me. It all made so much sense to me. At any given moment, I could have just touched my feet down in any moment in time in any of your lives. I could have gone anywhere. You know, Amy, it's funny that you say it's exhausting, and I don't know if Janet, who works for me at Shining Soul, is watching. Sometimes she watches and doesn't chat. It was exhausting. I slept for hours after it. I tried to get up and do my normal day. I went down to the shop, and I went there. I was there for probably about an hour and a half, and I had to go home, and I couldn't function. It 100% was exhausting, and you'd have to see the entire tape or the entire video, because there's some real aggressive moments. There's flat out arguments with me and the gray. It's a lot of stuff. Darren's texting me. Let's see what Darren Blevins is saying right now. Oh, nothing to do with any of this. So, how did you find this lady? And have you gotten to talk to Whitley about your experiences? Whitley has seen the video. Sarah, were you seeing the crucifixion in person from afar? Fred, I was like a bird in the sky. It was just fucking real. And it was many different versions of it. And Paula, yeah, some use Jesus to create. So, yes, I saw the crucifixion as if I was one of the guys with the stones in my hand, or if I was a bird in the sky. And I saw multiple versions of it with multiple other people. There was a few versions of it where it was just Jesus. There was a few versions of it where it was more than three people. There were different different lands, different geography. And the point was that what Jesus was put here for, I don't know if I showed you enough. The point was what Jesus was put here for has never worked. The intention was great. What it was supposed to do, what it was supposed to mean to the people, in all realities, it has never worked. It's almost like the Iron Man, the Avengers movies, where over and over again they replay the end with Thanos and it never works, it never works, it never works. It's almost like that. And eventually, perhaps one of those versions will work, but to spread, it wasn't even about Christianity. What I saw at that moment was so much smaller and so much bigger. I saw a guy like any other person who understood what good was. Trying to give the message of good to the planet. What I saw was something completely different than the idea of a arrogant guy. My version has always been some arrogant guy trying to push his shit on you. Just another door-to-door salesman, so to speak. And then from 45 feet up in the air, 2,000 years later, I saw a guy that believed in good. I still don't know what that means to me or how much I care, but I saw it. Doesn't mean I believe in anything. It believes that I was shown that there was somebody named Jesus and we fucking killed him. That's what I saw. That was real. That was real. Yeah, so there's an hour more to go. There's an hour of it left that you guys haven't seen. Like I said before, there's 2 more hypnosis sessions to come from 2 different people to try to see, cross-reference it. You know, I talked to both Whitley and Chris Ramsey. Chris Ramsey's the guy that runs that Area 52 site that I tell you guys all about so much. He watched the entire thing and was shocked by it. The concept of doing 3 hypnosis is something that's never been done before. And part of me just wants to share it with my friends, but part of me, I hate to say it, even like how we all talk about Bashar that day, there has to be some value at me risking everything. My kids may never even talk to me again. You know, they hate this stuff. They hate it. So I thought about putting it up on a stage at charging $25 a ticket to anyone that wants to watch it, because again, the magic thing with stages is it goes away. So one thing you can do on the internet that you can show once and it disappears. So unless people totally betray me and video it with their phone to show other people, putting it up on stage it is the way I can share it. And if it's something that, I also would have put value on it, because if you think I'm an idiot or if you think it's a joke, you probably wouldn't pay $25 to watch it. So just putting a price on it ensures that whoever watches it wants to watch it. You know, someone said, did it change my opinion on Jesus? Somewhere I thought I saw that. Yeah, I mean, it did, Lori. It did. That's what I'm saying. It changed my opinion. I was there. I was in his air. I was breathing his air. And the feeling was intense. The feeling was intense, but it was intense because it was small. We think of it as this grandiose moment in history, and it wasn't. It was just a man being killed. It was a man being killed because he was good. That's all it was. It was fucked up. It was fucked up. That's all I can say. It was fucked up. Moving on. That's all I had. That even that took a lot out of me to do that. So moving forward, there's this thing in the same world. I don't know if you've seen this yet. It's called the Booga Spear, and it's this little tiny basketball-sized thing that landed in Colombia. And everyone thinks it's a UFO. You can look it up, the Booga Sphere. Interesting. No matter what it is, it's interesting. Maybe Colombia does things different than we do because the government hasn't confiscated this device from the guy that found it. Thanks, Fred. Brother Fred, you've been there from the beginning with me, man. Loch Lomond, you've known me a long, long, long time. This stuff was happening while I was sitting in the school desk right next to you, man. This stuff was happening to me. The Boogosphere. You guys check it out if you're interested. I don't think it's an extraterrestrial. I don't know what it is, but then today, another one of these spheres flew around in Colombia. Pure video, clear video, and it isn't fake. It's something. It's something weird. It's I don't even know what to think about it. I'm going to go do some more research about it today. I wasn't too fascinated about it when the one showed up because I kept thinking, somebody put a drone inside a metal sphere. And then the more and more you learn about the sphere itself, you realize how strange the sphere is. They realize there's fiber optic something's happening inside it, and that seems awfully human, just the word fiber optics. But we've also always been taught that we learn fiber optics from the Roswell crash. So who knows? But another one showed up today, and there's clear video of it. There's no blurriness to this. There's real video of whatever this is flying around, and if it is of extraterrestrial orient, it's a sign that I often wonder. We only hear about the stuff that happens in the United States. This should be happening all around our planet. And so I started to do a little research on that, and it is. It's happening all around our planet. Different things, different parts of the world, but these Booga spheres, Booga is weird. Check them out. It's a phenomenon, and it is a UFO. It's an unexplainable flying object. I don't know why they haven't just smashed the thing open yet instead of using like ultrasounds on it and stuff like that. But if you're into it, check it out. I think that's about everything I have to say about everything tonight. That takes a lot out of me. I hope all you guys are doing great. Thank you for letting me be so strange to you guys. I do believe there's a mission to innocence and make people understand what's important and what you can't take with you. Whether you die or you are reincarnated, no matter what happens, what version of death you have or not death, one thing's true is when you start all over, you don't have anything you left here. And that's a giant message. Quit worrying about everything. What do I need that Boba Fett for? What do I need 100 guitars for? none of it comes with me. There was something I saw before I go. There's an astronaut. In fact, let me look this up while I'm with you guys real quick. Dean Kramer actually reposted the post, which was strange because Dean usually doesn't have much to do with this kind of stuff. But the one thing about Dean is that he posts every 5 minutes and shares everything. So this may take me 10 minutes to find this. Give me a second. I'll give Dean credit. That motherfucker is active about animals. He has a passion and a love for animals like nothing I've ever seen. I appreciate it. Because I do too. Give me a second. I'm just scrolling through Dean's stuff, and this is something he posted 3 days ago, and this whole time I'm talking to you guys, I'm scrolling, and I'm literally just on 1 day ago. So, and now I just screwed up. And you ever scrolling through Facebook and your thumb? Maybe that's why people do this. This makes me crazy doing it this way, but all of a sudden, like I want to punch people that do it this way, and now I'm doing it. I have to find this and read this to you guys because it was so apparent to me. Now, it's about an astronaut. If you follow Dean's page, he posted something about an astronaut. I should have just shared it, but I don't share things. Oh. Hold on. Maybe it was 2 days ago. Come on, Dean. Here it is. So the one thing I'll tell you is if I do show everyone the whole video, there's a section where I explain that the reason the Greys are so involved is because this is their planet too. They live and exist on this planet. Whether they're multidimensional beings or not, this planet is important to them and it belongs to them too. And part of their fear is about our ego destroying the planet. Very, very two-sided thing. Their fears are us blowing the planet up with nuclear weapons and our lack of concern for the planet. It's hard for me sometimes to get on board. I'm very, even with Shining Soul, I try to be as eco-friendly as I can. But I don't get on board a lot on things. I don't know why, but anyway, I'm going to read this real quick. An astronaut who spent 170 days in space reveals the big lie he realized when he saw Earth. Ron Garan, a former NASA astronaut, has spent 178 days in space. Oh my God, I got a lot to just not touch this. Spent 178 days in space and accumulated more than 114 million kilometers traveling 2,842 orbits around Earth. His journey, however, hasn't been just about impressive numbers. During one of those trips, he experienced something few humans ever experience, the so-called overview effect, a phenomenon that transforms the way we see our planet. The overview effect is a reality shock common among astronauts. By observing the Earth from space, they realize that the planet is a unique, fragile, and interconnected system. For Garan, the experience was so remarkable that he describes it as a great awakening. In an interview with the site Big Think, he revealed, certain things become undeniably clear when you are up there. From his window in the International Space Station, Garan witnessed breathtaking natural phenomena, lightning storms that resembled paparazzi flashes, the northern lights dancing like glowing curtains, and the Earth's atmosphere so thin you could almost touch it with your hands. But it was the fineness of that layer that had him on his toes. I realized that everything that sustains life on Earth depends on a fragile layer, almost like paper. The atmosphere, with its few kilometers thick, is what protects all life from the hostile conditions of space. For Garan, this view has highlighted a paradox. While the biosphere is vibrant and full of life, human systems treat the planet as subsidy to the global economy. In other words, we prioritize economic growth at the expense of the natural system that sustains us. We're living a lie, he stated. The astronaut also pointed out how problems like global warming, deforestation, and loss of biodiversity are treated as isolated issues when in fact they are symptoms of a larger problem: human disconnection with the planet. From space, it becomes clear that we do not see each other as part of a whole. That's the biggest part to me. As long as we do not change this mentality, we will continue to be in crisis. The solution, according to Garen, is a radical change of priorities. This is the best thing. This is it. Instead of thinking about economy, society, planet, we should do it in the reverse order: planet, society, economy. This simple exchange reflects the need to place environmental health as a basis for all other decisions. This is the only way we will really evolve, which is exactly what the Greys are tried to tell me my entire life. He argued, other crucial point is independence. Garen compared the overview effect to a lightning lamp, an epiphany about how every human action, however small it may seem, affects the global balance. We will not have peace on Earth until we recognize that everything is interconnected. That's it. Everything's interconnected. We have invisible lines that tell us we're different from each other, invisible borders, and we have to reverse that. But it's weird because I think I've said this before. You talk about one world, but then there's an evil side of that one world too. There's these players behind the scenes that want one world, again, for ego and greed and control, and it's the exact opposite about that. You get it. I think you guys all get it. I think that's why you watch. I'm not teaching anything. We're all just talking, and we all get it. But that's powerful what that guy said. It makes me want to figure out how to get to space now. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you who was that in the post? Let me tell you. The post was made, Dean Kramer shared it from a woman called Karen Booth, Booth, but the astronaut is Ron Garan, Garan, Rongaran. Fascinating and true. Sorry I skipped 2 weeks. Thank you guys all for coming back. One last time, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave some comments. All that kind of stuff matters. And I'll see you next week with some other stuff to talk about. Have a great night. Thank you, guys.